Yes, it's low, but it's still pretty doable. First of all, the wide body, the new turbo wheels. Look at this, the paint of the car in your air vent. 318 two pipes. Guys, what's up and welcome back to a fresh new Inside series of a legend, the new Porsche 992 Turbo S. If you remember my previous review of the latest 911, the 992 in crayon here at Porsche Amsterdam, you remember that there was a total new generation. But this is just the beast, the top model. The best part of any 911 Turbo S, in this case, my personal opinion, the rear, wide body, active aero, and just the fastest 911 you have available. And interior wise, we have perfection. When I first got in the 992 interior, I was in love. That combination of the retro old Porsche 911 with the modern features. I'm still in love when I'm sitting in this. And this is the Turbo S, guys. It's the top model. Okay, enough said. I've here the spec list of this specific Porsche 911 Turbo S. Let's have a look at all the specs and the total end price in the Netherlands. Spec list, here we go. Porsche 911 Turbo S Generation 992. So, these are a few base options. Porsche Dynamic Chassis Control, the PDCC. 20-inch wheels in the front and 21-inch in the rear. Turbo S wheels with center locks. Porsche Ceramic Composite Brake System, aka ceramic brakes, Sport Chrono package, LED matrix headlights including PDLS plus, adaptive sport seats in the front, aka the bucket seats. We have a GT Sport steering wheel, Bose surround sound system. No, that's base because this is optional. Spec'd with the Burmester audio system. DAB radio, here we go. 3.8 liters, carmine red with black leather. Power 650 horses, guys, in a 911. Madness. Base price 277,419 euros. Okay, specific options. Let's have a look and highlight a few. We have the rear lights in Porsche exclusive LED. Those are the black tinted ones. Porsche entry and drive. We have an electronic glass sunroof. Emblems in high gloss black, sport exhaust system also in black, PASM aka Porsche Active Suspension Management System that lowers the car to 10 millimeters aka 1 centimeter, home link, lane assist, adaptive cruise control, seat heating, the PDK gear knob in aluminium, the RPM meter is also in red. That's very sexy. Quick peek, there you go. The front headlights are also tinted, including the PDLS Plus. So that's probably the inside of the headlight. We'll see that later on. The Porsche logos in the doors, LED enlightened. And window trims also in gloss black. The side intakes are also in gloss black. Light design package. Seat venting also in the front. Satin carbon inlay in the interior. Sport Chrono also in red. The key also in red. Here you go, this is the key also painted in the color of the car. And then not to forget the Burmester high-end surround sound system. So, base options, spec options, base price, here we go. Total end price in the Netherlands, including all the crazy taxes we have, 318,077 euros. Here we go, Porsche 992. Turbo S, look at how the wide body takes all of the sight. First of all, we've noticed a new font of the Turbo and the S. This is blacked out of the emblem like you saw on the option list, gloss black. Also here below the LED bar in the rear, Porsche in gloss black. So first of all, we have the big LED bar getting that attention. And this is Porsche exclusive, aka darked and blacked out. Very nice contrasting with the black exclusive LEDs with the carmine red paint of the car. And then here on top, the turbo active spoiler. So let's have a closer look at the spoiler. So this is the fixed position, and if you engage the Sport Chrono, Sport Plus, this lifts a bit and gives you that extra downforce. And also what's nice to notice, they've changed the cooling system in this generation 911, so the intercoolers gets the air all the way from the front on top over the roof, and there you can see the intercoolers. So instead of the side cooling, we now have rear cooling on top of the engine. By the way, this is finished in silver, very nice. We continue to the lower side of the rear of the Turbo S. We first have those air exits. So this is one big air exit. There you go. Warm air exits here. This is all set in plastic, by the way. Park pilots, of course, everywhere. These are the optional blacked out tailpipes. So we have the Porsche Cup type of exhaust systems, 2 pipes. But if we look closely inside the optional blacked out tailpipes, we see 2 pipes. And those are the sport exhaust systems and the regular exhaust. And then in the center we have another air exit where all the hot air exits from the engine. Little camera here, part of the whole 3D camera. I can just sit here and look for a day. Very nice Porsche. Very, very nice. Okay, then we continue. First of all, the white body. So to give you an idea how white this is very, very Porsche turbo white. They never disappoint. Okay, the rear wheels, the new turbo wheels, two-tone, gloss black and that nice silver finish here. Center lock wheels, carbon ceramic brakes as well, drilled, 4 pistons. As always with Porsche Carbon, the yellow calipers. We have wheels on this one with measures of, where are we? Goodyears, and measures of 315, 30 and 21 inch for the rear. So in the old generation we have the side cooling from this side, but if you look closely you can see how small the intake now is. The housing is finished in gloss black, and luckily, as expected from Porsche, these intakes are still a bit functional. So there's a little opening there where the air enters the engine. So just like this trim and this housing, the window trim is also finished in gloss black. And then the turbo side skirt. This is pretty cool. So we have a set-in side skirt, and then after the door you can see how they have finished this with a wing type design. So it's more wider on this side. Gives the car a more aggressive look and accents the wide body of the turbo on this side. Side mirrors also finished with gloss black and the painting of the car. One camera, part of the whole 3D camera. And then we continue slowly to the front with the front wheels, and then we have the huge ass brakes. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 piston carbon ceramic brake calipers. Look at the side of those discs. So yeah, we have definitely some braking power here, and the front measures are totally different, 255, 35 and 20 inch in compared to the 21 inch of the rear wheels. Still dual tone and center locks. I'm already a fan of the new turbo wheels. Okay, we continue to the front bumper of the new turbo. First we're going to have a look at the LED matrix headlights. So there you go, here's your main light. Here on top, X side, 4 LED points here. And yes, inside the LED headlights you have that blacked out optional finishing. Right, let's have a look at an overview of the front of the new Turbo S. So the 992 has an aggressive front bumper, so this is the turbo bumper, Turbo S in this specific case, and the front bumper is part of the whole active aerodynamic system. So first of all, in the center we have one big gap with a radiator behind it and the big sensor for the driving assistance. There on top we have one camera, part of the whole 3D camera. There on top we have some nice cheeky park pilot sensors, and on the right side we have, below the LED headlights, we have still those two LED bars, and there we have the active flaps for the active aero. So this is active flaps. Behind there we have some more radiators, and here below as well, you can now not see it, but we have an active spoiler here. So yeah, with this new 992 turbo generation, Porsche has gone pretty next level on active aero. Oi, 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 she looks so good in this red. This is so good looking. Okay guys, exterior check. Let's have a look at the engine space. As far we can see it in the 911, and the trunk space of the front trunk. So we control the front trunk from the key as here from the inside. Let's open this and also this. That's nice. So there you go. The engine compartment axis of the 3.8 Turbo S, and here we can add engine oil, very important, and if needed some extra coolant. In mostly any modern Porsche, this is your access to your engine compartment for maintenance. Underneath you go to your dealership as recommended. Okay, the front trunk of the 911. This is your actual space if you go for traveling on your bags. It's pretty okay for a two-seat sports car. This is my camera bag, so you can compare it with all the other reviews. But Porsche does have special sized bags for your travels in this compartment. Okay, it's time to get inside and have a look at the interior. Okay, let's close this. So good looking. Okay, let's get in. Active door handle here. Okay, let's start at the doors. So as you saw in the option list, we have a blacked out interior with black leather. So here on top, black leather, black leather, black leather. Gray stitching everywhere, so we have one colored stitching, that's gray. Some silver aluminum finishing, and that satin carbon finishing. Very distinct, pretty stealth, not too obvious, not getting too much attention. Below here some extra little private space for your private stuff. There, the very nice finishing of the Burmester audio system, aluminum finishing, and also here some spaces for your private stuff. Memory seats, the nice door handle in aluminum, and then here the LED enlightened 911 Turbo S door sill with that satin carbon. That looks really nice, really high-end feeling. I love this. We have the controls for the seats, but of course electric adjustable seats, and also these buttons are housed and finished in satin black. Nice detail, very nice detail. The modern Porsche 992 bucket seats, and in the headrest embossed. Turbo S. Supercar entry. 992 Turbo S. Yes, it's low, but it's still pretty doable. Could be worse for a car with this performance. Welcome inside. In this Turbo S, this is your point of view. I so love this interior, still love this interior, but now with those turbo details, even more. Okay, let's start on the left. So here we have the little, well, dummy key to rotate and actively engage the ignition. Automatic lights, of course, press buttons here. And then on top we have the big satin finish of the carbon fiber with the aluminum trim. So to give you an idea of the trim, it starts here, stops here, then we have the steering wheel housing, and then on this side it continues all the way to the passenger side. So it's a nice level and giving you some depth because it's very deep positioned, very retro design. So on top here on the left we have the air vent, and the air vent has some finishing. Look at this, the paint of the car in your air vent. Never saw that before. Love those details. On top of the dash, black leather. This is all black leather with gray stitching again. No heads-up display, by the way. The sport chronometer here also in red. Two vents next to the sport chronometer. And then we have Porsche's latest steering wheel. Just look how they have finished this. So cool, so industrial and still retro modern. So black leather everywhere. This is satin plastic finishing. Here in the center we have black leather again. The Porsche emblem. Here the drive mode button, quickly controlled. So here you have controls for the multimedia system, and here the control for the other display on the left side and the voice command as well. Okay, the 992 speedometers. In the center still we have an analog dial. Let's fire this up so we can see some action. Here we go. Let's put it actively Sport Plus. There you go. And here you can see on the animation of the screen how the sport exhaust is engaged or disengaged. So analog dial, and on the left we have digital dials. Very nice retro and modern dials here for the Turbo S as well as the other 992 generations. And then the center console. So we have Porsche's multimedia system. This is a very high resolution screen as well as a touch screen. Very intuitive, pretty fast, and the resolution is also very nice. I really think that resolutions are important these days. We are so spoiled with our modern equipment like our iPhones. So yeah, pretty decent interface. So if we go to normal, sport exhaust is closed, and if you click on Sport Plus, it opens up, and you can hear also the deepness of the exhaust, and the sport exhaust button enlightens. So first of all we have the big high resolution screen of the Porsche multimedia system, and then below we have some buttons. These are metal press buttons, and they have such a good feedback. It's such a high-end feeling when you just press a button. It's crazy how just pressing a button can give you an atmosphere of a very insane finish. So insane button finishes here, and there below we have two center vents, again also finished inside with that red of the Porsche paint of the car. And the housing, look at this, the finishing of this is in leather. This is, by the way, also leather. So the lower part of the whole dash is in black leather. The housing of the center vents also. And this is metal, by the way, as well, so no plastic for these touches, as well as these. And then the climate system here on this side, 2 displays, nice press buttons as well. Here we have control for the entertainment system, volume button, and look at how nice this finished, gloss black. I think this is black chrome, by the way. And those clicks, compliments. And then the gear knob, nice cute little gear knob, maybe a bit too small, but yeah, it fits the whole interior design. This is finished with some leather here and some chrome. And here in the center it has a little sort of a, well, let's call it the gear knob island, the gearbox finishing in metal, and 911 branded here as well. And then what do we have more? Seat heating, seat venting, press buttons. And here we control the sunroof. So normally you control the sunroof over there, but in the 992 you control it here. So if you press this, the shades disappears, and if we press this again, it opens up, and you can enjoy the sound of the turbo sport exhaust even more. Next, one cup holder, just one. And again, this is maybe the most high-end cup holder I've ever seen in a car. Satin finishing in the housing here with carbon as well. Parking brake, handbrake, armrest, pretty small, 2-seat sports car size, black leather, gray stitching, black stitching. And then here we have 2 USB inputs, a SIM card input and an SD card input. Closer look at the bucket seat again. Alright guys, by the way, the roof in the interior is finished in Alcantara. Let's see, there you go. So we have in the roof Alcantara everywhere. Yeah, these seats, well, I think I featured this in the video as well. This is only a seat for a kid, or maybe a big bag, but not for a grown-up person. But still, let's have a look, because in the rear this is all finished in leather. Look at how luxurious this is finished. Leather, leather, leather. Okay, that's not leather, by the way, but still, that's carpet. Leather, leather also in the door. And in the window there you go, also leather. And on top the finishing is all in Alcantara. So if you guys remember and follow me on Instagram, if not, give me a follow on Instagram, the links are below. The Porsche GT3 RS is my ultimate dream car. As a driver, GT3 RS is one of the dreams. But the Turbo S is also always been like sort of the second dream. It's the 2-seat everyday supercar. So yeah, it still gives me a bit of goosebumps when I sit in this car or drive this car. Okay, we have 650 horses. This car launches in low 3 seconds. So let's say 2.5, 2.6 from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. Officially 330 is the top speed, but this would probably go to 340. My guess is on the Autobahn. Okay, I'm gonna start this up. The engine is a bit warm. I'm gonna start this up in normal mode, give you some revs in the normal mode, and then engage Sport Plus, where you can hear the exhaust valves open up and hear the best rumble of the OEM exhaust. Turbo S, it's not like GT3 RS. It has a distinctive sound, a different kind of sound because of the turbocharged engine system and not natural aspirated. And while you're on idle and you rev it, the sound is always very stealthy and distinct, because the true sound of this car is when you drive it and when you floor it and when the turbos have full boost on a full load, then you have that active, crazy sound of the turbochargers. Okay guys, I hope you have some more feeling and more idea on the new Turbo S and the exterior and interior features and the sound, of course. If you need more info, check out my links below. Don't forget to give me a follow on Instagram, and I will see you definitely on the next video. Thanks for watching. Ciao.